Hello friends, welcome to my channel Swapnil Facts Education and Art and Craft. So today I am going to continue with the number system, and I was having account problem and then PowerPoint presentation problem also. So I couldn't upload videos for 1 year, and now everything is fixed. We can continue with the number system. So without any further ado, let's get started. So let's start with addition of fractions. So how do you add fractions? There are three cases while adding fractions. The first case is when you add two like fractions. So let's see an example. Let's take two like fractions, say 9 by 13 and 4 by 13. So take 13 out and just add the numerators. So 9 plus 4. You know that 9 plus 4 is 13. So 13 by 13 you get 1. So when you see like fractions, take the denominator out and then just simply add the numerator. Add the numerators and then write the denominator in the down. Now let's see the next case. So the next case is when you add two unlike fractions with co-prime denominator. If unlike fractions has co-prime denominator, then only you can use this method. So if it has co-prime denominator and two fractions, say a by b and c by d, b and d are co-prime, so you can use the butterfly method. Multiply b into d and put it here, multiply a into d and write here, and when you add, put plus sign and multiply b into c and write it here. So this is the formula which you are going to use to add unlike fractions. So let's see an example. So let's add two fractions, 1 by 2 and 1 by 3. So by the formula, we are going to multiply 2 and 3 and write it here. 3 2s are 6. We are going to multiply 3 and 1. We are going to write it here. 3 1s are 3. And then we are going to multiply 2 and 1, that is 2 1s are 2. So 3 plus 2 is 5, you know. So 1 by 2 plus 1 by 3, you get 5 by 6. So see how easy it is to add unlike fractions with co-prime denominators. Now let's check on to the third case. So the third case has unlike fractions with common factors in denominators. So when you do prime factorization, the denominators have some common factors, that I mean HCF. Let's take an example to see how to add unlike fractions with that common factors. That is, they have an HCF. And co-prime numbers, as you have known, that they have HCF as 1. But the numbers which are not co-prime, they have some HCF other than 1. And obviously 0. So let's take two numbers, 1 by 10 and 1 by 6. So first, take the LCM of 10 and 6. So after taking the LCM of 10 and 6, you get 2 into 5 into 3. So which is 30. So LCM is 30. Now you can simply put 30 here. And now as you have known equivalent fractions, so 10 into 3 is 30. So 1 into 3 is 30. So put 3. And then 6 into 5 is 30. So 1 into 5 is 30. So 3 plus 5 by 30. So 8 by 30. And you can reduce it to simplest form. That is 4 by 15. So which implies 1 by 10 plus 1 by 6. You get 4 by 15 as the result. So you are pro with the addition of fractions. Now let us see how we subtract fractions. So while subtracting fractions also, there are three cases. So the first case is how do you subtract two like fractions. So let's see an example. So here's an example. Let's say we have 5 by 6 and we subtract 1 by 6 from 5 by 6. So as usual, as you have done in addition, take 6 out and then just subtract the numerators. So 5 minus 1 is 4, 4 by 6, and you can reduce it to simplest form, that is 2 by 3. So 5 by 6 minus 1 by 6 you get is 2 by 3. Then let's look at the second case. So the second case says that unlike fractions with co-prime denominators, so as usual we have seen in addition, same goes for subtraction. Say we have two fractions a by b and c by d, and we subtract c by d from a by b. So b and d are co-prime. Multiply b into d and put it here. Multiply d into d and put it here. B into c and put it here, and in between write the minus sign. So let's see an example with this. So let's see an example. Let's say we have two fractions 1 by 2 minus 1 by 3. This means that 1 by 3 is subtracted from 1 by 2. Note the word from. So as by the formula, this is a equals 1, b equals 2, c equals 1, d equals 3. 2 and 3 are co-prime. Their HCF is 1. So first multiply 2 into 3, that is 3 2s are 6, and put it here. Then 3 1s are 3, so put it here, and 2 1s are 2, put it here. Sorry, I forgot to draw the lines. 3 1s are 3 and put it here, and 2 1s are 2, put it here. So now normal subtraction, 3 minus 2 is 1, 1 by 6. This is your answer. So 1 by 2 minus 1 by 3 results you to 1 by 6. Now let's look at the third case. So unlike fractions with common factors in denominators. So as we have seen in addition, that when denominators have common factors, we take the LCM of denominators and then convert them into their equivalent fractions and then subtract. That is, we convert unlike fractions to like fractions. So same case with the subtraction. Let's see an example to understand it clearly. So let's take an example, say 1 by 3 minus 1 by 6. So first we need to take the LCM of 3 and 6. So 3 comma 6. So LCM of 3 and 6 comes out to be 6. So put 6 here. So 3 into 2 is 6. So 1 into 2 is 2. And 6 into 1 is 6. So 1 into 1 is 1. So 1 by 3 minus 1 by 6 becomes equal to 2 minus 1 by 6. So 2 minus 1, as you know, is 1 by 6. So 1 by 3 minus 1 by 6 becomes 1 by 6. So that's the answer. So I hope you are pro with subtraction of fractions as well. Now let's move on to the multiplication of fractions. So multiplication of fractions, as we know that we must simply multiply the fractions, that is multiply the numerator and multiply the denominator. Let's say we have two fractions a by b and c by d, a by b into c by d, multiply a into c and multiply b into d. But if the numbers are large, you should check the common factors. Like between a and b, if it has any common factor, then you can cancel. If between a and d it has common factor, you can cancel. So that is, you can cancel from vertically or diagonally. But you cannot, note the word cannot, you cannot cancel horizontally, because they are in the denominator or in the numerator. So numerator doesn't get cancelled, as you have learned in equivalent fractions. If it is small numbers, then you can multiply, and if it does not have any common factor, then you can simply multiply and put the result. Let's see an example. So let's take an example of multiplication of 1 by 2 and 1 by 3. So as you can see, there are no common factors between 1 and 3, 2 and 1, 1 and 2, and 1 and 3. So we will simply multiply the numerator and the denominator, that is 1 into 1 by 3 into 2, or 2 into 3, same thing, as the multiplication follows commutative property. So 1 into 1 is 1 and 3 into 2 is 6. So 1 by 2 and 1 by 3 results in 1 by 6. Now let's see another example. So the another example is 1 by 4 into 2 by 13. So as you can see, we have one common factor here. So between 1 and 4 there is no common factor. Between 2 and 13 there is no common factor. Between 13 and 1 there is no common factor. But between 4 and 2, it has a common factor of 2. So cancel with 2. So 2 divided by 2 becomes 1 and 4 divided by 2 becomes 2. Now you can simply multiply this. That is 1 into 1, then 13 into 2. So 1 into 1 is 1 and 13 into 2 is 26. So 1 by 4 plus 2 by 13 becomes 1 by 26. And this cancellation is optional to you, because if it is large number at the end you can cancel, but it will become confusing. And before multiplying the numbers remain small, so you can cancel easily. So I would recommend you cancel first and then multiply. Not cancel after the multiplication. Now we are going to look at division of fractions. But before we look at division of fractions, we need to learn about the reciprocal. So reciprocal is the multiplicative inverse of a number. When the number is multiplied with its reciprocal, we get 1. So multiplicative inverse means the reciprocal. So just what you have that number, just invert the number. That's it. We get the reciprocal. So let's see some examples. So what is the reciprocal of 1 by 2? Just invert the number, that is you get 2. So 2 is the reciprocal of 1 by 2. And when you multiply 1 by 2 and 2, you get 1. What is the reciprocal of 3 by 2? Just invert the number. So 2 by 3. And when you multiply 3 by 2 with 2 by 3, you get 1. See, all the numbers are getting cancelled and you get 1. Now, let me give you another example. What is the reciprocal of 3? It does not have any denominator. Denominator is not present. So how can you find the reciprocal of 3? As you have known that integers have denominator as 1. So 3 is equal to 3 by 1. So you can write it as 1 by 3. So when you multiply 3 into 1 by 3, you get 1. So reciprocal of 3 is 1 by 3. Now let me ask another question. What is the reciprocal of 0? The reciprocal of 0 is undefined, because 0 has any number, any natural number, n. 0 has any natural number n. So n by 0. So some number by 0, is it defined? No. So any number by 0 is undefined. So 0 does not have any reciprocals. And one thing to note, 1 and minus 1 have the reciprocals as their number itself. Like 1 is equal to 1 by 1. So their reciprocal is 1 itself, 1 by 1. So when you multiply, you get 1. This is common sense. Sorry. And minus 1 also, minus 1 by 1. Its reciprocal is 1 by minus 1. And minus goes up. That is the same thing. So minus 1 by 1 into minus 1 by 1. So this one is not there. And minus into minus is plus, as I have taught you in integers. So 1 into 1 is 1. So 1 and minus 1 has the same reciprocals. Now let's move on to the division of fractions. So when you divide fractions, say we have two fractions a by b divided by c by d. So you have to change this division sign into the multiplication sign first. And the moment you do this, you have to just reciprocate c by d. So the reciprocal of c by d is d by c. So a by b into d by c. So a by b divided by c by d equals a by b into d by c. And now as usual you do with the multiplication, you can continue. But when you change this to multiplication sign, don't keep this as it is. Just reciprocate this number. Let's see an example. So let's take an example. Say 6 by 13 divided by 7 by 26. Now note one thing. As multiplication, we cancel the denominator with the numerator or numerator with the denominator. But in division, don't do like that. You first change this division sign to the multiplication sign. So put 6 by 13 as it is. Put 6 by 13 as it is. And then change the division sign to multiplication sign. Okay. Now reciprocate this 7 by 26. Just invert it. That is the multiplicative inverse. What is the multiplicative inverse of 7 by 26? 26 by 7. So when you multiply 7 by 26 and 26 by 7, you get 1. Then you can continue with the cancellation. After converting it to multiplication, you can continue with the cancellation. So 13 goes with 26 with 2. Then 6 into 2 by 7. By 1 into... Sorry, 1 second. So 6 into 2 by 7. So this implies 6 2s are 12 by 7. So 6 by 13 divided by 7 by 26 gives 12 by 7. Don't cancel, like 6 and 26 has 2 as a factor, common factor. But don't cancel with 2. Just note that. So, here we come to the end of this video. Hope you have enjoyed the video. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.